One of the biggest mistakes women make is make their lives about get a guy, get a house, get married, and have kids. Because once you make your life that narrow, you have to compromise and compromise and compromise until all of a sudden you have no option. List the 5 things she needs to adjust in order to get that ring.
To be less confrontational.
Less confrontational.
To follow my lead. To cook more.
Cook more.
I would like for us to be spontaneous in the bed.
I heard a fascinating case this morning. Did you know that only 1 in 5 widows gets married within 2 years of their husband's death? The woman in my courtroom today divorced her first husband before he died and moved in with her new husband soon thereafter. She told a very unhappy story when she came to see me today.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I have Ms. Goodman here and Mr. Reynolds here. The two of you have been common law married in the state of Texas for some time. You have recently, however, moved out. And I believe you want to resolve some issues with respect to some things that you've acquired. But my understanding is that the move out would be temporary if the common law marriage would become a legal marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, not legal, because common law is legally married, but you want a ring and the paper.
Absolutely.
Mr. Reynolds' response to that is what?
To me, marriage started in the heart. So we're common law married, and if she acts and do her duties before we get married, it will work.
And why is this man already starting to piss me off? I swear to God, why do men always start with that? If you would do your duties, if you would, what are the duties? Cook and clean and what? That's it. That's all you require in a wife. And people can't do that every day. I'm so glad I never had to deal with nobody that was on that type of time. I have never dated a dude that was like, oh, you need to cook, you need to clean. Like, I guess I've always just dated men that were adults because they are usually like super clean. Most of them had their own place, never required any of that out of me. And I used to have this rule that if I was with somebody, I wouldn't cook for them. Never had a problem. I've actually had dudes cook for me. And I would be asking just with them doing it just off the strength. Also, somebody tell me out, it's certain duties you need to perform in order to qualify yourself to be a wife or husband, and that's what you want, baby, just move right along, because they are waiting for you to be perfect, to do every single thing that they want you to do, that they ask you to do. They're asking you to show up in ways that are never going to be sustainable every day. That person don't want to get married. Trust me, they want a maid or they want a servant or something like that. If you want to sign up for that, go ahead. But I'm just letting you know. Don't say nobody ain't never told you.
What's the process? I just want to see some of the things that we talked about. Upon dating, we dated over the phone for 8 months. Within these 8 months, we did a letter of expectations. Upon living together, these expectations have not been met. And so I'm just not...
You're not in a position to move the relationship forward because those expectations have not been met.
Exactly.
Forward with the ring part. Now, you're going to get an opportunity, but before you do that, I understand you proposed to her in church.
Yes, ma'am.
And we can see it.
Yes.
I would love to do that.
Oh, no.
These last 2 years of my life, it's been quite a journey. I asked you to be my wife. When you married me, be my wife.
That was sweet. I enjoyed that. I always love a good proposal. When my husband proposed to me, we were arguing. Right. And we fussed, and I said, well, why do you care so much? Well, I bought you a ring already. Right. And that's when I found out we were getting married. But anyway, I want to start with you, Ms. Goodman. Well, no. I want to start with you, Mr. Reynolds.
Okay.
Hey, first of all, I love the idea of the letters of expectations, because I think people get married and they think, ooh, we're in love, we're meant for each other, and then they don't know what they want, and they don't know where they're headed and where they're going. So I thought that was a very good idea. I asked you to bring them. I understand you can't find them, but anyway, why don't you tell me where she has failed?
Well, I asked her, I would like for her to cook for me at least 2 to 3 times a week. I know it can't be done every day because we're both working American, so 2 to 3 times a week. and let it be something that's prepared from the heart. I'm not asking for nothing special, but whatever you do, put your all into it.
Prepared from the heart. Now,
Exactly.
how does one do that?
Right.
By putting some thought into it. The meal she put together, she cooked a total of 5 times out of the 8 months that we lived together. And 3 of those meals were repeated. One of them was fish.
That is
The
not
fish
true.
was so salty, I had high blood pressure immediately.
Now, this be my thing. That's your stipulation, right? Now, I do want to say I do love the idea of the list of things they're going to do, the contract they came up with. All right, love that idea. But if you're going to have her cook 2 times a week, why are you criticizing the food? She can't repeat a meal. And this is the thing I be talking about. People say these things arbitrarily and they don't have any kind of thought behind it. When you say something like make something with love, that is so subjective. It's like, yeah, I love you and today I want spaghetti. Like, is that what is the line made with love? As long as you're getting food, if that's your requirement. Now, I get it. He wasn't getting the food 2 times a week, but we haven't heard the whole story. But I understand that. But you can't also say you got to cook 2 times a week and then you say, oh, it got to be made out of love and it can't be repeated. And, oh, the fish tastes so salty. Okay, well, doggone, pat the fish off and then next time, hopefully it'll be better. Like, she probably needs some time. It seems like she needs some time to really get her schedule together to cook, the things he wants, to try to figure all that out or whatever. But at the end of the day, why you ain't, this is why I said in another video, why you not taking her to a cooking class? Why are y'all not doing things together in order for both of y'all to get what y'all want? If you want her to cook 2 times a week, then on the weekends, why don't y'all go to a cute little cooking class? Or go to a cute little restaurant. She can get some ideas. Y'all can talk about like, oh, I might like this. I might like this. And, you tell her, I'm going to go buy the groceries. And she like, make it a joint effort. Don't just say, oh, you need to, cook 2 times a week for me. And I get you can't do it every day. But when you do it, you need to make it out of love. Like, what does that mean? Like, you have to really explain these things because they're so subjective and it sets people up for failure.
That is not true.
Ms. Goodman, your response to that.
Okay, well, first of all, that is not true because he always says anything you do, do it from the heart.
Right.
Okay, so why does everything with him has to be so deep? It could be when I'm cooking something, okay, if you ask me to cook and I cook it, don't come and tell me how to cook it or what to cook. Like, how do you know it's not from my heart? I'm doing it, so clearly it's from my heart. Like, he knew when he met me that I'm not like a Betty Crocker. I'm not.
It had to be something going on. That's why I was thinking, like, it seemed like she trying to get into the groove of cooking and trying to figure out how to do that and make that work for her schedule, because the way that he was talking was just making me feel like this is not something that she does all the time. This is like new territory for her, especially if the food ain't good or whatever. Like, she's at least trying to learn how to do it. Like, give the girl some time. Like, dang. People really don't be understanding. It's like easy to say, oh, well, the woman should cook or whatever. But when she's working, that's the whole thing. You got to buy the food. Hopefully you're getting the groceries, but you got to cook it. That takes at least a good hour to 2, depending on what you're getting ready to cook. And then also after that, dishes and stuff like that. Like, my daughter now, she helped me with the dishes, but that's probably like an extra 2-3 hours when you get off work. So let's say you get off work at 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, for you to get dishes clean, everything else, it's about time to go to bed. After that, that's the only thing you have to do. That's the only thing that you can do. If she's in school, she got to study and all that. You got to understand the time frame about this stuff. And I'm not saying women shouldn't cook. If that's what they want to do, if that's what they sign up for, if that's what they agree to, cool. Don't send me to the gallows. I'm just saying it is a process, and you got to understand that stuff takes time. Sometimes in a week, you just don't got the energy, you don't got the strength. Granted, could she probably be able to do it 2 times a week? I'm pretty sure she probably could, especially if he go get the groceries.
A housewife, I go to school, I work. That's how I was raised.
When I say from the heart, Judge, I mean don't throw something
please,
together. If you throw something together, that's not
but
from the
let
heart.
me ask you this. Are you getting from the heart confused with well done? Do you see what I'm saying?
Clearly.
I cook from the heart. I really try hard.
That's the whole
And I'm a lousy cook. Nobody at my house likes what I cook.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Because if you do it from the heart, then you're going to research it, you're going to practice it,
But it
and you will,
doesn't take
and you will
all that.
become good
No,
at
cooking
it.
is not-
Mr.
it's
Reynolds,
not
let me
rocket
tell you
science.
something. Let me tell you something. There are things that I will never do well. I will never do calculus well. I will never, you know what I mean? I can't play basketball. Just because you're a woman, there's nothing imprinted on that XX DNA that says you will be able to cook.
That's right.
It just doesn't happen. Some
right.
people aren't good at some things.
But I
Some
am
people-
good
and
though.
some
I
people
am
just
good.
don't
Hold
try.
on, can I have? Because see, this is
Yes,
the
you
problem.
have.
Like he thinks it's okay to interrupt me, but when I interrupt him, he says, "See, now you over talking me. You know, I'm the head. Why are you over talking me?" I'm saying, you know, the last time I checked, you have 2 children and not 3, and so I feel like he doesn't equally respect me.
Give me an example of something you say demonstrates his failure to respect you as an equal partner.
Okay, like for example, when I clean, okay, I'll tell him, okay, well, this is the way that I need to do it. If I go through the whole house and clean, and I'll tell him why I do certain things, his response is, well, I could have done it better. He's like, well, why did you do it like that? Like, if you would just do it the way that I tell you to do it, then it would be perfect. Like his way of right is his way. That's his definition of right.
Mr. Reynolds, does she clean?
She's cooked 5 times in 8 months.
I didn't ask. I'm not talking about cooking anymore. I'm talking about cleaning. Does she clean?
Not on a regular basis.
Not on
Yes,
a regular
I do.
basis.
And not all the way.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, but this is what I be talking about. It started kind of off good, got a little shaky, but soon as he started talking about cooking and cleaning, I already knew it was about to be problematic. He's obviously controlling. How in the world, now I just think about it, so you be counting the times that she done cook, and then you criticizing all the cleaning that she does. So essentially, she can't do nothing right for you, basically, is what we get in town to. And you could do it better, but you're not going to do it. So you're just going to criticize her while she doesn't, instead of being a partner. And just, if you could do it better, baby, then just go ahead. That's your lane. That's your thing. You could do it. I can go and do something else over here that I do good, and we can make it work, make it shake. But no, let me not rant. Okay, let me just let it play. Oh, I said I was not going to rant, but I just don't understand men get with women that they don't like, or you want to criticize her. Like, if you don't like what she doing, baby, just bounce. Just go on somewhere. Just find somebody that's going to do the stuff how you want them to do it, or either make it a fun thing for both of y'all to do. There are so many options instead of you just saying like, oh, I need you to cook and clean. And then if she do it, you don't like it, you're going to criticize her. That's going to make somebody not want to do it. That's going to make somebody not put in no effort towards cooking and cleaning, because they already know at the end of the day you're going to criticize it. So what are they putting in their extra miles for? It's not going to get the result that you desire. If you want things to be done a certain way, baby, you might have to help somebody do them so y'all can go on to the next thing. It is never that serious. His 2 complaints he's talking about is cooking and cleaning right now. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with traditional roles. It's really not. But when somebody try to take advantage of it or try to control somebody because of them, now that's when you run into problems and issues.
It's a difference between cleaning and straightening up. If you're going
That's
to
a
do
story.
it, do it right. Again, do it right. And so I get mad at anything that's halfway done. Don't do it halfway. Either go.
He halfway does it also. And when he doesn't do it, I don't point it out, because I don't feel like that's my job to point out the things that he doesn't do right.
Do you expect perfection?
Yes, I do.
And he
To a
doesn't give
certain degree.
perfection.
I expect for you to attempt it. We never going to be perfect. But if you attempt it, then that's going to make the result satisfaction.
But
Do
he
you have?
doesn't give
Hang on.
perfection.
I don't think that's true, and I'll explain that to you in a little while. But do you have complaints about her weight?
I'm a personal trainer. The only complaints I have about her weight is the fact that she's not comfortable with it. She's not comfortable with it, so it takes away from her confidence.
Not true.
Let me explain what you wrote here. Teresa gained 40 pounds, and it's the way she gained it that really gets me. She wasn't on a consistent exercise schedule, and the weight went to her stomach. She allowed it to happen. This affects everything.
Now, Judge Lynn, no, she didn't have to do that. That was a little funny though. But yeah, this is typical. This man was looking for a slave and a maid. He wasn't necessarily looking for a partner, and he's also looking for perfection. But then he caveats it by saying like, "Oh, nobody's perfect," even though he really does expect that. He just knows that he can't say it because there's no such thing as perfect. But would he want her to be dang near close? Yes. But guess what? The trap is that it's arbitrary. It's not real. It's something that's in his mind 100%. It's to his standard and it's subjective and it could change every day. This is the trap that a lot of women get in with men like this. They have a certain expectation or a whim of their feelings and you're supposed to acquiesce to it. And if you don't, you're not being, a wife, you're not being a good partner, XYZ. Now, the weight thing to me, she looks fine to me. Okay, he's I think what do you say, bodybuilder or personal trainer? Okay, cool. So obviously he's gonna be hyper aware of that. But this is also one of those other talking points. He seems like a red pill dude, really, just beforehand, before we had the terminology for it. Cook clean, be, in shape, whatever the case might be. This is in the flesh. This is what women have been dealing with since before the internet. And people think that this stuff is not real. It's very real. This man comes off very rational when he first begins to talk, but soon when you really start to unravel and get to his points and see where he's coming from, he's extremely problematic. I hope that she don't marry him because this is just, she's gonna set herself up for a life of unhappiness with him.
Now, that doesn't sound like a man concerned about a woman's self-esteem. That sounds like a rigid perfectionist idea of what somebody should look like if she did things correctly.
Yeah.
So which is true? What you wrote to me here or the nonsense you just made up about you're worried about her feelings about her own body?
Yeah.
Both is true.
If you did it your way, you'd still be here, but you would be getting a divorce because she would be unhappy. Mr. Reynolds, let me ask you a question. Do you love her?
Of course.
Okay. Do you know why she left?
Yes, I do. She left because I didn't move forward with the ceremony.
So you asked her to marry you,
right,
but you didn't move forward with the ceremony.
Right.
And your contention is that if she would just up her game a bit as a wife, that in fact you would go ahead with the ceremony. Is that accurate? List the 5 things she needs to adjust in order to get that ring.
To be less confrontational.
Less confrontational.
To follow my lead.
We gonna listen to the rest of these, but I want y'all to really get what's going on. This man wants to control her. I promise you, he about to list all the talking points from Red Pill Rhetoric. He talking about he the lead. Listen to him. Okay, so now what I'm starting to understand is a lot of dudes got a God complex. Now I don't know if they're religious or not, like nothing like that. But patriarchy has really got these dudes thinking that they are the God. They are God. They are the ones that know everything. They're the ones that can make all the decisions. For what reason? Because they were born with a different set of anatomy. That's the only thing I'm getting. I'm not hearing nothing about nobody being smarter, more educated. None of that. Because if that was the case, then we already know how that would turn out. But I'm just saying, like, this is just so problematic for me. It seems also like he's using this marriage as another way to control her because he's like, y'all already know, dangling that little marriage carrot. That's why a lot of women also now don't even care about getting married. They be chilling because you're not about to be holding no marriage of what, me having to do everything over my head. Like, let's be actually for real. Just imagine you trying to dangle a marriage in front of somebody and they're going to be the one that's going to have to do most of the work. Does that even make sense? That's like your teacher calling you on the weekend and say, oh, you want to go to school on Monday, don't you? You want that good grade, right? If you want that good grade, you got to come to school on Monday. And you be like, bro, it's Friday night. Why is you on my phone? Get off of my phone. Like, is you serious? Like, I'll get there Monday, and if I get the grade, I get the grade. Bro, it's Friday. Leave me alone. It's the same thing. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, you're not going to make me stress over the whole weekend about school Monday morning that I could go to. I could even skip school on Monday and go Tuesday, and my grades still going to be good. So, like, what is you talking about? Get off my phone. And let me be fair, I don't want to fault him all the way. Definitely most of this is his fault, like, but he has also been taught this by somebody. Probably his dad was the same way. This is probably the messaging he's been getting his whole life. But also my thing with this too is if, men, if you think you're the leader or if men think they're the leaders, it's your responsibility to figure out what kind of relationship you want and how to pick that person. Because I think this is an easy thing for him to just fall into, because why we want to change it? Because that's her doing everything. He don't have to do anything. Obviously, he would want that. But you need to pick a woman that is dedicated to just you and only you and don't want nothing else. That's the only way that this works. Don't try to make a woman that's not trying to do all that, do that, because that's how you're going to get into problems and issues. There's plenty of women out here that's willing to lay down their life, that's willing to circumvent what they got going on to cater to a man. Find those women.
Follow your lead.
This joke, right?
To cook more.
Cook more.
I would like for us to be spontaneous in the bed.
Spontaneous.
What's that, 4?
That was 4. But that was a good 4. I mean, if you don't have 5, that's cool. You straight?
Yeah.
I mean, I go on and on all day, but I'll stop right there.
You see?
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think she should follow your lead?
Come on.
Because I follow the Most High. I follow God, and I believe in divine order.
Okay.
And so it's not like I'm saying follow it because it's my way. I'm saying follow it because it's the right way.
Where did you get that from?
Where did I get that from? From reading and from studying. And to just, you know what I'm saying, make an example. We're here because she done it her way.
Yeah.
If she would have done it my way, we wouldn't even be here. We'd be on the island somewhere.
No.
See?
If you did it your way, you'd still be here, but you would be getting a divorce because she would be unhappy. And let me explain something to you. Yeah, no. Nobody wants to live with a drill sergeant or a constant criticizer. Nobody wants, just hang on. You're not listening. Pay attention. No one wants to live with someone who doesn't hear them and doesn't feel that their opinion is worthwhile. I think that, I mean, if you want to get biblical about it, Ephesians 5:22, it does say, wives, submit to your husbands. But after it says that, what does it say?
Come on.
Husband, submit to your wife.
And then after that? I'm listening. You talking about divine order, not me.
Oh, okay.
You're very distinct about what the divine order is and what that means. And what I'm telling you, the submission part is dependent on something very deep said after that. And I want to know if you know what it is.
It's,
He doesn't. Oh.
love God as you love, I don't know.
You don't know. See, and just say I don't know. That's one thing about being a good leader. A good leader doesn't pretend he knows where he's going when he doesn't. A good leader knows enough to say, hey, I'm confident enough in my own personal self that I could admit to failure, fault, weaknesses, all of that. If you believe yourself perfect, you never improve.
That's right.
And I think that that is part of what her problem is with you. I think you're a decent guy, to tell you the truth. But you're just a little confused about what it is to be a man. Let me tell you what it says in Ephesians after all of that. It says 4 times, love her, love her. They say submit once, but they kept repeating, love her, love her. Then they said, cherish her. Yes, then they say, nourish her. Because all of these 5 verses of demands on you before you get what the submission from her. True leaders don't have to ask anybody to follow. They're going somewhere that that other person wants to be, and she wants to follow you. That's what a true leader is. You got a sense of humor?
A little bit.
Not much, huh? Do you think Teresa should marry Lorenzo?
Y'all already know I'm gonna be like, nah, she need to go ahead and move on, cause her losses. I don't think he's like the worst dude in the world. I hope it didn't come across like that, but he's definitely very problematic. He's definitely not ready for like a reciprocal relationship. I think he definitely need to be by himself for a little bit, especially when you bringing up the God stuff and the Bible and the church, and you don't even know your doggone scriptures, boo. You know the ones that you have heard regurgitated in order for you to get what you want. That's what you've heard. Those are the ones you've heard. Pretty sure this man probably never even opened no Bible. Don't be sitting down reading no Bible. Come on now, y'all. Okay. But anyway, yeah, he's just too problematic, too controlling. He's going to always use God.
Let me ask you this. It seems foolhardy to me to want a ring from a man who you find is controlling and criticizes you too much. How do you think that will change? How do you think the ring will make him any less a drill sergeant?
Well, see, I think overall, he has a lot of good qualities.
He does.
As a man, as a leader for children, a father figure, he has all the good qualities, and I feel like it's worth me being patient, because the good outweighs the bad. I've had worse, so I know when I see a good man.
If you had a request of him that would make you feel better about being in the house with him, what would it be?
Well, I truly believe that in order to lead, you have to know how to follow. And certain things, in all things, we have to work as a team. And it's always just his way. So what would be good for me in order to be together would be for him to want me to be his helpmeet instead of someone who takes commands from him.
Mr. Reynolds, did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like a lot of what she said was true, but it never should be a point where I'm following her. She said a good leader should follow you where?
No, that's not what she said. She said a good leader should know how to follow so he can understand the process of following. She never said follow her.
So my question is, follow who? When you say follow who are you
That's
talking
not what she was saying. You need to understand what it is to follow. First of all, you're supposed to follow God, so that's who
right.
you follow if you're going by the divine order.
That's right.
So if you couldn't figure that part out, woo, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But that's not what she said. Mr. Reynolds, can I say this to you?
Go ahead, ma'am.
I think you're a good guy. I think you're a smart guy. I think you are a guy that wants the right thing. What I think you're missing is being strong and being a leader and always being right. Leaders are wrong. Leaders are weak. And leaders allow for others to grow and become better, even if it's not in that narrow range that you have indicated for them. You with me on that?
I understand.
Do you want to say she can blossom in a whole bunch of different directions and not just this, you got to cook better, you got to cook, you got to cook, you got to cook. I can't cook, but you should see my bank account.
Come on.
Learned that all by myself. You know what I mean? You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
You got a sense of humor?
A little bit.
Not much, huh? If I were you, hon, before I got married, I'd get a sense of humor. Because you got to know what's funny, and you can't keep score. And you can't be a master of your house. You got to be the man of the house. There's a difference. Masters had slaves. We don't do that anymore.
Come on.
I like you people. I like you, and I like you. Here's what I would say to you, though, if you were my daughter. I think that one of the biggest mistakes women make is make their lives about get a guy, get a house, get married, and have kids. Because once you make your life that narrow, you have to compromise and compromise and compromise until all of a sudden you have no options. You have nowhere to go. You can't move. You can't shift. You can't go to the side. You don't have any independence and any power. Independence is not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. And you ought to have a bigger life, a life that involves passions and interests and opportunities and things that excite you that are unrelated to whether or not you got this guy or not. It does a couple of things for you. Number one, it gives you leverage in a relationship because you're not defined solely by that relationship. It is a big part of you. It is a good part of you, but you can survive without it. And I think people who believe they're with someone who have no other options end up doing whatever they want to do. And it's not because they're bad people, but that's human nature. She can't go nowhere, so I can do what I want. It's not thought logically, but it ends up being that way. He can keep demanding. He can keep demanding. And what happens is, first of all, it's about the cooking isn't good. And then you bought Hunt's ketchup instead of Heinz ketchup. And then it's about the crackers because you don't have any other options. He's in charge, and there is a right and there is a wrong, and there's no breath. There's no opinion. There's no room for opinion. I think if you blossom, he'll see it. He'll love it. He'll understand how to nurture and cherish it. And then once you got a fully bloomed and blossomed woman, and you are allowing her to be the woman that she can be, you ain't gonna ask her. You won't need to ask her to submit, because she'll follow you, because she likes where you're headed. It's a beautiful thing. Don't get sloppy. Be a whole woman, all of it, everything that you can do. But it was a brilliant move to move out. Stroke of genius. I'm not going to give anybody anything because I want you to work on being a good couple, because I think there's very little standing in between you and a successful relationship. I really do. I hope you understood what I said, and if you didn't, that's so sad. This matter is adjourned. Calling constant criticism help or instruction doesn't make it so. It's like going outside and kicking your car because it doesn't work. You're injuring the thing you're trying to make better.